what happens to the whole body? Okay, now you tell me what you feel as I do this, if anything at all. Just a little bit here, okay? What I'm now going to do is take my body and I'm going to take the left femur and I'm simply going to come in. Now, if you feel it in your ankle, let me know, or your knee, okay? Just because you are putting stress across here, the knee's flexed, it has a lot of torsion ability when it's flexed, so you just be cognizant of that. What I'm going to do is bring my body over so I can create an abduction. Now, I can sense there's some tightness here. So what I'm going to do is bring my body over here, my left hand rather, and just traction down a little bit. Because what I want to assess is your ability to flex and external rotate. Now you're feeling it all back here. Is that correct? Good. Good, 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 good. Not good pinching in the front. And encroachment in the front's not good. Except for the fact that you probably figured out why they're going to get an impingement if they don't already have one. So you're going to have to back off and figure out ways to get in there to help mobilize. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to move to the femur. Watch how I do this. I'm going to spin the femur externally, but at the same time I'm going to adduct your left side.
And he's extending the left leg as well. What I find when I get this, I think I'm getting a pinch of it. It's just my left knee when
Good, I need to know that. So now straighten it out and it'll go away. Correct.
What was happening, TJ?
What will happen is the tension across here gets so extreme, you'll get a torsion here. So you straighten the knee 99.9% of the time, it'll go away. Just have them straighten it. It's good to know that though.
Can you give us any ideas if you're getting the pinching of the posterior hip?
What you do is you add a distraction down, like this, and you may have to back off on the amount of flexion and rotation. So you're going to have to, again, appreciate that you have a ball spinning in a socket on both sides, and we're connecting this whole ring together. So you're going to have to back off on the amount of tension. What's happening is the femoral head is superiorly migrating, so then you got to move it down inferior. That's why they feel it so extreme back here. Then you get to a certain point of the extreme, it jams it back up. Okay. So now immediately,
Lisa also oftentimes will have AJ push his femur down, or we might have to go in and release some of the anterior structures first and then come back in this position, or the posterior capsule. We might have to do some other stuff.
Yeah.
It just depends.
So now, most importantly, that was an assessment to see where you're at. We didn't even treat you yet, even though it felt that way. So now what I want to do is come around. Oh, you're a good one. Go and relax. Relax now. So I'm going to come in here, and I want to assess the texture and the tension, more the tension than anything, and just point to where you feel it. Right back there, okay. Knees okay?
Yeah.
This just doesn't want to move. You have something going on with this left side. I wonder if I got a barking hammy. Yeah, this just doesn't want to move well. So I'm just going to coach it real slow. Find your happy place. What'd you do yesterday?
Volunteer here.
You're going to go to the beach. You're going to go to the beach tomorrow. Okay, so I'm just going to move around. What do you do, blowing your ear? Okay, so I want to see if I can drive you here. These are motions that are allowable. So as you feel, when I mobilize your right femur, what do you feel on the left?
More done.
Right, so I'm not going to the left, I'm mobilizing the left through the right. Now, Vince will come on over and watch this. This is so very important.
He's like, oh good,
I'm
more.
going to lock the left side right now. I'm going to have Vince use your lower leg as a lever, so he's going to flex your knee and then internally rotate your femur. So what you tell everybody what you're feeling is he internally rotates. He's not going to get much. What do you feel? More or less tension?
More.
Okay, so what you start to respect is how integrated this system is. All I care about is symmetry right to left. This is structural. We're mobilizing femurs, but I'll tell you right now, you guys ready? This is your stretch traditionally. You can do that all day long. You're overstretching the tissue. You're overstretching it because you just compensated so widely on the other side. You feel it, but you're overstretching it unless you lock the other side down. Because what we want is symmetry in the chain. That's the key.
Would you say you're understretching it because?
Overstretching it. You're going to overstretch some and understretch others. See? If you just do a crossover like that.
Yeah.
The way we do it in the tissue is what Vince will always talk about is I can stretch my shirt, but the knot's still there. Our contact, and the reason why we're gliding through is, as he says, we're going to lock onto that knot and move through it. That's a different story. But your traditional stretches where you just come across and go like that, you're just going to compensate off of this. So you feel the pulling of the tissue, but if you don't lock the other side down and understand its quality, you could be overstretching the area. See here, what we're trying to do is build, again, the symmetry through here. And when you start to look at like these lunges and all these motions that are fundamentally based, we have to have the mobility through both of these, not just one. That makes sense?
Yep.
Okay. You need that work, big time. That was just an assessment. We had to spend some time in that. Why don't we do like 3-4 minutes of this, you and I? No, you're not going anywhere. You need some help. Now, we do a lot of this by ourselves too, so it doesn't always have to have 2 people. I want you to go home and go, I can't do this. But because it's easier, if we're around, we help each other out all the time. So, you want me to go save your ribcage? Okay, and you just let everybody know. So this is class. You're donating your body to science. No, I'm going to go a little lower. Is that okay? All back here, AJ?
Yes. So I'm trying to internally rotate this femur once to externally bad, and then I'm adducting in some extension.
Now, remember you guys were taught this part right here on the table already? Start getting creative. There's times where we'll do this and we'll actually come in and do the work in this position. Okay, so integrating these has become really important. You're doing good.
How's that taco salad?
It is? Okay, let's switch. That's good.
I would say it's worse than childbirth. I don't know what that means.
Yeah, don't say that's about feeling.
It's probably in Lenny's book, not to say that.
You know, it looks like you're going to torque the knee, but as long as you're you got the tension through the hips, you should be pretty good. But again, if somebody feels it, then you got to come in like this, wrap around. It's just an incongruency between the femur and the tibia, so you got to figure out how to make it more congruent.
So right now, Vince is the one who's mobilizing, so I feel like I'm pushing him to the
Yeah.
action. And you're destabilizing.
Yep, you got it. Now I'm going to start to flex you a little bit.
Sense what we're
Yeah. But you got to remember, we say that right side to side, your left period is stiffer than your right. So if all of a sudden he starts driving your left, you might feel it more than your right. It gets a little tricky.
Yeah, well, it's when I said left knee pain right there.
See, now I'm going to the transverse point.
Yes, sir.
Were you pulling transversely at its pelvis?
Do a few, traction and downward because it comes up and then your body just tweaks.